There's real people. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Daniel Hockley, and I'm going to talk about me. No, just kidding. So this is a follow-up to a presentation I had to do in week 1 about my progress in this class. It's my strengths, my weaknesses, and goals I made for myself. So, to cover all those things for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the strengths that I listed in week 1 are as follows. So the first thing that I said was a strength is that I can't stand still. I always move around. So I get very bored if I'm sitting in one spot. So one of the things in some of the videos that we were watching is they kept talking about how the presenters should be out in front of the crowd and walking around, interacting with them instead of standing behind a podium. So that I listed as one of my strengths. And I think that has been reinforced so far pretty well because a lot of the other videos that I watched had presenters talking about the same thing. And I'm limited in my ability in here because it's an apartment, but I think it's something that I can improve upon even more so. Now my second strength that I talked about was that when it's something that I really, really care about, I can be very passionate about it. Like when I tried to convince my parents to buy me an Xbox for Christmas several years ago. And I think that's been reinforced through the month because a lot of the different videos have talked about how you need to be really passionate when you give a presentation of some sort. So I think I've also improved upon that just because I've kind of a better grasp on how to do it. But we will see. And now, as far as my weaknesses are concerned, I had to come up with 2 weaknesses. So I have them listed as, my first one was that I'm not a very good storyteller. At least I don't consider myself a very good storyteller. But so far throughout the month, it sounds like I've done a better job of that, especially with the one presentation that we had to do where I had to teach somebody how to do something they know nothing about, or teach them something they don't know anything about. So that one I think went over pretty well, and that's obviously an area I can still improve on, but I think I did pretty good on improving that through the month. And then another weakness I have, which will make this video a little bit interesting, is wrapping things up. I'm not very good at putting on a conclusion with anything. So that's always usually improvised when I try to do that. And then, well, jumping back to the wrapping up things, I have improved upon that one though, because the last few videos I did have a pretty good conclusion. So hopefully I can keep that going with this one. And then I set 3 goals for myself for the month as far as things I wanted to get better at. And the first one is have more confidence in doing presentations, which I think for the most part I've done a pretty good job with because I'm not very nervous right now. So I think that's an improvement. Another one was a more constructive way to get my points across because I tend to use ums a lot and forget what I'm saying or get lost in the sentence and then people get confused. But I think I've improved upon that with the different presentations that we've had to do, especially with the one where we had to teach people something because you have to say it clearly enough so they understand. Another one was to try to be more entertaining and enthusiastic, which I think I've done a decent job with this one so far. At least you're all not asleep yet. So I think that's definitely something that I've improved upon, at which could still go further than that. And then probably one of the biggest things, or there were multiple things that we learned this month that covered all types of different areas of public speaking. And one that I've talked about a million times already would be the not being so self-conscious or self-centered when you do a presentation, because I'm here for you, not me. So I think I've definitely learned a lot from that one, and that's probably one of the big standouts from this class so far. And then another one would be all the nonverbal communications, the way you look and stand and all that fun stuff. So I think I've improved with that one definitely. And then to wrap this all up, it's been a very entertaining month, an interesting month, and I think I've learned a lot. Hopefully you guys have as well. And in the future, you won't be so nervous when you do public speaking stuff. And they're all asleep. Yay!